talk about the importance of finding a good fleet owner.
Right.
One of the big questions that we always get when people email us or contact us is about carriers. Who's a good carrier? What is this carrier like? What is that carrier like? While that is an important question, what we feel is a more important question before that is, who is a good fleet owner?
Right.
We did a video about 2 years ago talking about who's the best expedite carrier. I'll link it above and I'll put a link below if you want to go check that out. But today we're going to just talk about the importance of finding a good fleet owner, because when you're thinking about getting out here or first, researching, that's one of the first things you should be researching. Because as you all know, we're big advocates of anybody who gets out here that's never been out here to drive for a fleet owner first.
Right. And companies are, they're all going to have their similar quirks and stuff that people don't like about them, this and that. You're always going to have to work through the warts of a carrier and make their warts work best for you. But if you're not driving for a good fleet owner, say somebody who micromanages, somebody who's telling you what to do and not teaching you what to do, isn't very helpful, doesn't fix their equipment when things are wrong, those can be really difficult with your success out here.
No matter what carrier you're with.
No matter what carrier. If you got a bad fleet owner and you're with the best carrier in the world, it's not going to matter, because you're just going to have problem after problem, truck problems, pay problems, just all kinds of different problems that you shouldn't be having. So we like to think that finding a fleet owner, a good fleet owner, is about 80% of your research. That's the one important thing that you should be looking for first. Don't worry about carriers right away. Carriers are going to matter with what kind of freight do you want to haul. If you want to haul reefer freight, most likely you'd want to go to FedEx. Do you want to haul general freight? You got all kinds of other different companies. But finding that best fleet owner that's going to work best for you is most important.
Mm-hmm. And like Jason said, carriers are different in aspects of how they pay you, what kind of freight they haul, how they dispatch freight. That does matter, but more importantly is a good fleet owner. Just to give you a little backstory, when we first started researching, or when Jason first started researching, and we talked about it, he was really adamant about us going to FedEx. We wanted to go to FedEx Custom Critical. In Jason's research, he, was on Expeditors Online, on the forums. He was reading those, seeing, a lot of fleet owners are on there that contribute to those forums.
Yeah.
And he knew by his research that there was a particular fleet owner, which is the fleet owner we drove for before we bought our truck. The way he answered questions and his willingness to help and give information and help drivers, he knew that he was going to be a really good fleet owner.
That was the type of guy we wanted to work for, somebody who took their time out of the day and, helped everybody. He was just a helpful person, and just seeing the type of person he was by helping and the advice he gave, and I knew that he was going to be the type of fleet owner we drove for. And I didn't care what company he was with.
Yeah.
I absolutely didn't care. We had read a lot of bad things about Panther before we even got started, but I didn't care about that because I knew I had a good fleet owner lined up that was going to help us work through the problems. I even talked to him about, the problems with Panther, and he knows the problems with Panther. But having a good fleet owner that works with you and knows the company is going to know these workarounds and how to deal with certain things and problems with that carrier.
Right. So when Jason saw that he had a ad on Expeditors Online for an opening for a truck, he jumped on that.
I jumped all over it.
And it didn't matter what carrier he was with, because we knew him being a fleet owner, he was going to help us through. He had a good relationship with the carrier he was with or had his truck at.
Yeah.
That we would be successful. Now, sure, there's a lot of things we had to do to make ourselves successful by getting qualifications and things like that. But a good fleet owner is going to, one, take care of his drivers. He's going to, give you the accommodations you need. He's going to take care of truck problems when you have problems. He's going to work with you if you have an issue with the carrier. You know, he has a good relationship with whatever carrier he's with.
Right. A good fleet owner is going to have people at the carrier that he can work with to get problems resolved, not just just a random guy with only 2 trucks trying to get problems resolved. That's one thing you kind of look for when looking for a good fleet owner is how big's his fleet. Not to say a guy with 2 trucks would be a bad fleet owner, but chances are he doesn't have a whole lot of knowledge and experience, and maybe he's one of the drivers and he's trying to put on another truck, which ain't always a bad thing, but having a fleet owner with a bigger fleet, and I'm not saying 50 something trucks, because that just might be too big of a fleet owner. He may be just so overstretched on being able to help individual drivers. So it was like our Dave Korfman, he only had like 9 trucks, 10 trucks when we started with him. And that's what he keeps his balance at. And I've asked him about this, hey, do you ever want to get any bigger? And he's like, no, if I get any bigger, I'm going to have to hire somebody to help. I won't be able to finesse my drivers that I got now and, really help them maximize their potential.
And that's not to say a fleet owner that has 50 trucks or more is not a good fleet owner either, because if they've grown their business and managed it and have people helping, we know fleet owners that have lots of trucks very good fleet owners, take care of their drivers.
Yeah, have mentor programs where they have when you sign up with them, they assign you a mentor, which is one of their other drivers. You got somebody you can call and get questions and ask things about, and then he pays those drivers. When you become a mentor, they pay that driver a percentage of what the truck's making for being a mentor, because you're part of that program of helping him be successful. So yeah, having a big fleet owner isn't a bad thing, but that's things you want to look for. Well, if this fleet owner has 50 trucks, how do I go about getting problems resolved? Am I going to be able to call somebody in the middle of the night when I break down on the side of the road and get assistance? A lot of problems that we see people have sometimes is fleet owners who don't have capital. That is a huge part of being a good fleet owner, is how well do they run their business? Are they stretching their dollar to the limit, and when a truck has a major problem, they can't afford to get it fixed? That's a huge fear for a lot of people. And we've heard so many horror stories about bad fleet owners out here. Some of the best drivers we know out here have been with a bad fleet owner, and just horror story after horror story,
We were fortunate that the first owner we went with, and again, it was because of our research, we were with a good fleet owner. We didn't go through those horror stories that a lot of drivers go through.
Right, we were very grateful for that.
Yeah, finding a good fleet owner, researching that, talk to other drivers out. If you see other drivers on the EO forum, there's Facebook groups, there's all kinds of stuff where you can research and get feedback on how do they like their owner they're driving for.
That's one of the best ways I recommend finding a fleet owner, is talking with other drivers. Join some Facebook groups, get on Expeditors Online. If you're recommended a fleet owner, Google search that fleet owner's name, their company name, or just type in a Google search, and a lot of times you will find information out there about specific fleet owners. A lot of times they'll have their own company name as that they operate under, and you could Google search that name and find out if they've had bad reviews from other drivers. But networking with other drivers is going to be your greatest asset of finding a good fleet owner. Looking on ads, and you can look on ads and call them up and interview and talk with them, but it's real easy to blow smoke up somebody's butt if that's what they're really all about. They get good practice at it, and they can fool almost anybody. So talking with other drivers is going to be your best resource for finding a good fleet owner.
Yeah, absolutely. When we have people contact us or email us asking us about fleet owners, there are fleet owners that we would recommend. There's some we wouldn't. Even that kind of information is helpful over the time of, just us interacting with other drivers and stuff. We we have come to know some really good fleet owners.
We know fleet owners who are looking for husband and wife teams and who are really, really good, who we highly recommend. And we would never recommend anybody we did not 100% believe in, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't let fear of a company steer you away from a good fleet owner. A good fleet owner is going to help you be successful no matter where the carrier is.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I mean, a good fleet owner is going to say they have, you know, several trucks. Maybe they have them at 2 different carriers, and you start with one carrier and just say, you know, you're not happy with that. For some reasons, the stuff's not working out, you're not happy. A good fleet owner is willing to possibly move you to another carrier.
Move you to other companies. I know Dave Korfman, you know, when we were with him, we had considered moving other places quite a bit of times, you know, and we always landed back at that, hey, Panther was working best for us at the time, so we always stuck it out, and we always worked through those problems that we have with the carrier because we enjoyed being with a good fleet owner.
So just to sum up, you know, again, while yes, a carrier is important, the more important thing at first is to find a good fleet owner.
Absolutely.
That's going to help you develop, help you grow, help you learn. That's really a more important thing to consider, and the carrier is going to come with that.
Yeah.
We hope this helped clear up, you know, what's more important, the carrier or the fleet owner?
Right.
Because that is a question we get asked quite a bit.
And don't let fear of a company steer you away from a good fleet owner, because that is, I think, a good fleet owner is 80% of your success.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, good, honest, upfront, transparent, willing to train, help you, learn. But you got to remember too, you got to be able to produce for them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's not a one-way street. You have to be able to do the work. You know, you have to make both of you guys money. So it's not just a one-way street either. So
yeah, absolutely. I hope you guys liked the video. Thank you as always for watching and subscribing.
Until next time.
Peace, love, and expediting.